Hello, I am Ryan. We are going to present to you how to properly conclude a public speech or presentation at all. So, by show of hands, has anyone here ever seen an episode off of the series Lost? Anyone? Anyone at all? Very good. So, a conclusion is nothing like an episode of Lost. And, you know, if anybody who hasn't seen it, they always end on a cliffhanger. It doesn't really, you don't know when it's going to end, except for the fact that when you're watching it on Netflix or whatever way you're streaming it, you see the bar is about to get to the end and then it's over. So that is not what you want. Now the thing is that first impressions are important, but so are final impressions. So by the use of the voice, tone, pacing, intonation, and rhythm, a speaker can build the momentum of a speech so there is no doubt when it is over. So these little elements are what you can use in order to successfully present to your audience that your speech is coming to an end. Now, me personally, I believe this is something I struggle with. As far as the presentations you've already seen, I believe that I just kind of like, we're done, which is not what you want to do. So, now, another part of concluding is that there are four ways to reinforce a central idea. And that is what you want to also do in order to successfully conclude, which Marianne is going to now elaborate on.
Thank you, Ryan. There are many imaginative and compelling ways to end a speech. The easiest way is to summarize your speech. You do this by restating the main points. My group and I decided I was qualified to speak about this point because of my introductory speech about being a twin. We thought that I restated the main points very well and brought it back to the main topic. The most common and effective device used to conclude a speech is to end with a quotation because it captures your central idea and gives it a sense of urgency that is suited to your speech. For example, Courtney demonstrated this very well in his introductory speech. His quote about passion for the outdoors was very inspiring. The next method used to conclude a speech is to make a dramatic statement. By using your own words and voice, you can give the conclusion force and vitality and possibly be remembered for a famous statement. You can also refer to the introduction. This gives your speech a psychological element. When you refer the ideas in your intro, you can get into this psychological element. All these techniques can be used separately or combined together to effectively connect with your audience. These four methods are appropriate for all kinds of speeches and occasions. Here now is Nikki, who will introduce our third and final point. She will talk about how to captivate your audience.
Okay. So, when ending your speech, you should conclude with a bang, not a whimper. You should be creative in devising your conclusion that hits the hearts and the minds of your audience. We decided that I could do this for my speech a little bit better. I could talk about my animals in a way that pulls at the heartstrings of the audience, talking about how they're exotic and very underappreciated and just they need more love and maybe a sob story or two. But as you can see, that there are a variety of ways that you can conclude your speech, and everyone needs a little bit of improvement. So you can, by the tone of your voice, with the tone, pacing, and rhythm, summarize your speech in 4 different ways, or you can conclude with a bang. But if you use these helpful hints, you too will perfect your concluding statement in your speech.